What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about how the CEO of MCOM, formerly known as Helbiz, just had his lawyers send me a cease and desist letter, insisting that I remove, among other things, 3 forms of content, or they're going to take my ass to court. All that and more coming right up. Thank you very much. Hugely important video. It is Monday, July the 24th, 2023. I need everybody watching. If you currently own MCOM, formerly known as Helbiz, HLBZ, and you've got documents, exhibits, etc. on the CEO, known as Salvatore Palella, watch this video to the very end. Keep your comments clean, give it a thumbs up, share it with everyone that you know, including on StockTwits that may own the stock. Full disclosure, at approximately 12:57 in the PM, just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, I got an email, coincidentally after recommending a potential purchase of the stock at 8.5 cents from a lawyer, whose name will go unmentioned at the moment, seemed like a nice fella, who sent me a letter, and it says right in the subject line, cease and desist. And I quickly skimmed through it. Not the first time I've ever gotten one, although it's been a number of years. Full disclosure, if you're just joining us, I have been trading the markets for 30 years as a stockbroker from 1993 to 2007. In other words, I'm well aware of my rights and not one to hide under the desk. I immediately picked up the phone, and on the second ring, his lawyer answered it. Sounded a bit surprised, but again, a nice fella, in my opinion, just doing his job. But it was clear to me that the more I poked around as to his knowledge of what Sal has done to many of you that are watching, and again, I would hold your comments until the very end, it was clear that he was unaware. He had recently been hired, and isn't it funny? One of my very good friends said to me the other day, you know, Sal's been awfully quiet for approximately a month. And I'm like, yeah, he hasn't said anything to me or virtually anybody else. Well, now we know why. He's retained a law firm, and they look legit, out of the Northeast, in an attempt to silence guys like me. And if you read the email, and I will share it with you out loud if we're unable to settle, and I will share the terms that I gave them before the end of this video, it basically accuses me of defaming Sal and being solely, if not largely responsible, based on my interpretation of the email. We have to assume that both he and his lawyers are watching, that it's my fault that the stock is down 98.7% to be exact year to date. And once I got done chuckling, I immediately picked up the phone, because if they actually want to go scorched earth, as I said to you the other day, and I've shared it with you many times, I am not a rich man, not a multimillionaire. I'm what you would call an upper middle class, hardworking small business owner that has helped people make over 700% in the last 16 months on Twitter. And I never charged anybody a dime for over 120 winners. And it's also a fact that that green fucking ball has been on the top of my Twitter for months now, recommending not only the purchase of MCOM, but MULN and a handful of other stocks that we're way down on. Not one time to my knowledge have I said you need to throw in the towel on either one and sell it all. No, I have been buying more in the case of MCOM not long ago at 11 and change. As I said at the open of this video, I actually pointed out that the stock has done well in August, tripled in 2021, doubled in 22. Is it possible it's going to happen again? I don't know. But isn't it funny? And God has a sense of humor, doesn't he? That 15 minutes later, I get this cease and desist letter. So let me make this crystal fucking clear. As was the case with the SBA and the EIDL program, I do not want to sue. In fact, if you go to the NASD and check my record, I've not had a single lawsuit against me, ever. Not even a complaint, ever. I'm colorful with my language. I swear like a drunken fucking sailor. And my mother, rest her soul, is really paying attention to this video. She doesn't want her oldest boy in the slammer. But I've never had a problem because I tell the truth. Sometimes people like Sal don't want to hear it. But may I remind everybody, including his lawyer, what I just said on the phone a couple hours ago. This is the same guy who's not only been president and CEO for the last 2 years since they went public, with the stock down over 99% plus, but it's the same guy several months ago, and many of you had the screenshot. He's probably, in my opinion, lawyer, if you're listening, scrubbed the internet in the last month or so. So if you have screenshots, for example, of when he said, "You're going to owe me an apology someday soon," or words to thereabouts, or the time that he said, "I'm going to be," and this is Sal speaking, "the last one to smile." Since those two tweets, and I don't have them verbatim, but it's awfully close, as most of you understand, the stock is down over 90%. And as I rightfully pointed out, again, in my opinion, after talking with my lawyer, several months ago, I confronted Sal in a video or two. And I said, "Isn't it interesting, Sal, that you bought millions of shares under HLBZ, millions and millions of shares? We, myself included, and many of you watching, made a lot of money when it pumped last year before the reverse split." But then I confronted him and I said, "Where are you getting all the money from? Are you being gifted these shares? Are you independently wealthy?" That's when I did my gondola skit. He gave me the response of hashtag self-made. Fair enough. Or are you using funds from Yorkville inappropriately to buy back shares of HLBZ? Since I did that video, nothing in the terms of a tiny gift, I believe was tied to performance, if my memory serves me, about $10,400 and change. He's done no insider buying of significance under MCOM, with the stock down over 90% in the last 6 months. So I ask you, and now your new lawyer, why is that? Why are you not buying stock, Sal? You were a huge buyer, and I applauded it. Even though you got in the weeds and you've been chastising shareholders for the last 12 to 24 months, I said, at least the guy engages, and many times you asked me to do a podcast. And I stuck with you through thick and thin, but after we had to endure a no response of any significance on where are you getting all the money and why are you not buying stock under MCOM when it's down over 90%, we had to deal with dilution after dilution after dilution. Over 80 million shares of new stock issued under MCOM since the reverse. $5, $4, $3, $2, $1.50, and here we are. Last trade 087, and I'm still in the fucking stock. I got to admit, I feel like a real ass, HOLE, being long right now. In large part because I have a sour, sick feeling in my stomach for being associated with you. But I have done nothing other than voice my opinion, which I'm allowed to do, in particular when we've lost, in some cases, for many of those watching, well over 90% of our money. In other words, we've effectively been wiped out. And despite being a guy who's brought in, arguably, more shareholders than anybody else on the entire fucking internet, I get a cease and desist order. So in closing, I prefer not to go to court. So if I'm asked nicely, and I made this clear with a lawyer, to remove one or two perhaps over-the-line tweets, I'll consider it. In order to keep the peace, quote unquote, and stay out of court, I will consider that. But let me be crystal fucking clear. If you guys think you're going to make an example out of me, you got another thing coming. I'm okay living, as I've said before, in a Mullen van down by the river. Ramen noodles, 10 for $1 right now at Walmart. You spike it with a can of tuna and a bag of frozen peas. It's an excellent $2.55 fucking cent meal. If I have to go to the mat in defense of thousands of people watching me right now, who have what I consider to be one of the worst performing CEOs based on the obvious track record in NASDAQ history, then so be it. But if you want to approach me, Sal, through your lawyer, I would recommend, and ask me nicely to take down one or two posts and be, quote, respectful from now on, I'll consider it. But if you're going to make an example of me, if you're going to attempt to humiliate and destroy me, I'm putting this email word for word, screenshotted on the internet. And if I'm forced to, although I'd rather not, I will recruit thousands of people, many of whom are watching me right now that have lost upwards of 95, if not more, % of their money. And one way or another, through the good Lord's help, we will win in the court of fucking law. And that's the motherfucking truth. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that I love you and I really appreciate you watching.